oppressive friends. It was time to make changes and make amends. You're ruining our life. There's no cause for celebration. It's time for change and compensation. All right, this is to be said for we the people, for all the people who believe we need positive change, and quickly and efficiently. If you don't agree enough with the ruling class, they will treat you like their slave, puppet, and property. There is no real America anymore. Never really was enough, because of the ruling class's lack of responsibilities. They injustice more and more and more. The good people who embody the real American civilized reality, they become oppressed through the injustices of the ruling class because of the bad theories, professional procedures, attitudes, and injustices. It ruins our society. The mentality of the ruling class is insane, and the actions of injustice make them evil, criminal, and they ruin millions of good people's lives. The good people try to speak up against injustices, and the ruling class ignore and slander and injustice those good people who are great enough to speak up, and the ruling class destroy their prosperity. It's political treachery. The truth of all the many injustices are not taught on television. That's why a lot of people don't know much about it, unless they or their friends are going through a lot of injustices. We can't believe the authorities in government have went astray from their own moral and ethical path to be fair and stick up for the people and to be democratic and real and helpful Americans. Instead, they are brainwashed to be more of the opposite, oppressive injusticers that are acting more like a Nazi dictatorship through devious tactics and injustices. We need to organize into one giant organization and tell them how they are ruining millions of people's lives and destroying our better society and direction. And we are mad as hell, and we won't take it anymore. It's time to debate everything with us. It's always been an oppressive society, and we have to teach them. The open-minded intellects, the protesters, the injustice victims need a giant organization to document everything. We need to teach the ruling class so they can start fixing the society properly, instead of going on and on and on and on with the same old injustices and bad ways of dealing with reality. So they destroy a lot of people's lives and pollute and war and do all the things they shouldn't do. We need to teach them how they went wrong, how history was wrong, how they don't interact properly with enough respect, how they don't document what we say enough, how they're not fair enough, and yet they root each other on how they think they're fair and how they think they're right, but they're not fair enough. And we need to stop this unfairness. It causes war, and it caused chaos, and more greed, and more problems, and more injustice through society. Injustice breeds injustice, and they're not stopping it quickly enough for this to be the real free country that it should be. And we need to get the protesters, the injustice victims, and the poor on national mainstream television. They've cast out the protesters and the poor and the injustice victims from speaking up in public. We need to teach them about how we feel, and then they can recognize that they say they understand, but they don't understand all our theories. And if they don't understand us, then they can't respect us. They only deal with tradition. And tradition has many mistakes that we want to help them fix. And they shouldn't destroy us for trying to help them. They should invite us in with open arms. And the fact is, they destroyed the education of this country by having one-sided views and casting out the protesters for like 30 years. And they really have done a lot of treachery, thinking they were right, but they were definitely wrong. Injustice is the main problem that ruined this society from the beginning. And we can stop it. And we have that responsibility. We need to teach the ruling class, because otherwise their slow progress in learning, because of their acceptance of injustice and their twisted views on reality, because of accepting injustices thinking they're not, it'll be a long time before they stop the injustices. We need to teach them how they went wrong and work on things together. And then we'll fix this country faster. And all our lives depend on it, even theirs, because the society's got too many problems, and we might be able to shape it up to be fantastic, but they have to start facing responsibility to stop abusing people, disrespecting, bad laws, bad professional routines, bad attitudes, and improper interaction skills. And a lot of times they don't even interact at all when they should. That's it. Have a nice night. Power to the people, not to a bureaucracy of evil and stupidity. Peace.